That nigga was tripping in the interlude.
What's good, Elite Live Streams? We back real quick. We gonna do this, it's pregame before the NBA Finals. We catching the game, peeping some things. We got some picks for y'all. If you guys are live betting type people, you fuck with that prize picks. I got some picks for y'all today. Yeah, so we gonna pull up. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna also talk about the game, pregame predictions, stuff like that. We'll start off. We got J Rock's book right here. J Rock, how you feeling before the game, man?
I think that my picks are sketchy, but I just be serious.
Yeah, man.
I mean, from the eye, they match up very good. But to win a couple of these bets, you gotta kind of
have a little luck on
your side. It's a little tricky,
Yeah.
I mean, we just going off the last game, Halliburton 14, 10 to 6.
Yeah.
And they win. That's that's kind of Indiana's giving me Detroit Pistons 5 in 2000.
Early.
They hold their whole starting 5 at a minute.
Yeah.
So it's like they're doing it all. Everybody's getting on.
Right.
So it's not just a one guy show, kind of like OKC is, because you would think Shai get 40, Shai gives 40. They win,
right?
In the boost by one, ran out of steam. So
yeah.
Pick wise, we're looking at it.
All right, let's pull it up real quick. We got it right here, just so y'all can take a look as well. Let's see here. All right. So we got first up, we got Tyrese Halliburton.
Fantasy score.
At
37 and a half. I took them over just because in order for them to kind of take that next step, he's going to have to play. He's going to have to actually. I'm talking from the tip to the end of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't just pick his spots, because I think the game winning.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do that.
Where?
To win that shit. So I think tonight, I'm not going to say double, but I think he's winning. 10 assists, 8 rebounds, shit like that. Something cool.
Yeah,
he goes over 20.
Right, I think he is primed to have a big game because last game clearly he had the game-winning shot, but he didn't play too well leading up to that part. So I think
he got everybody involved.
Confidence.
He got everybody involved.
Right, I think that gave him confidence coming into game 2, where he has to kind of make a statement, man. What you think, Vic?
How you feeling about what happened? How you feeling about what the hell happened? I don't know. He early.
Yeah.
I think he surprised a lot of people. What that got for this playoff? That's hot.
That's big. Yeah, man. You gotta have some cojones. You know what I'm saying? To take those big shots in big games. And I really like Halliburton. I hate him personally because y'all know I'm a Celtics fan. You dig? So if you go against my guy and you talking crazy like you talking with his daddy, then I'm gonna feel how I feel about him. You know what I'm saying? But he's proved something to me. I will say that. I think I slept on him a little bit, and
we'll save the superstar conversation.
Yeah, but for now, he's doing good. Good for him, bro. Yeah, so we'll go to the next one. Let's see.
I took Hartenstein.
Yep.
Fantasy score
at 19.
19. He had 9, and 1 assist last game.
Right.
That would have put him over. I think he had a steal too.
Yep.
So that would have put him over. I think today the only reason I took him because of the matchup with Siakam and Caruso.
Right.
I think that OKC is going to play the bigs
a
lot maybe together or a lot more than they do, because we're really watching the series this off of game 1. They don't really have anyone that can guard.
Right.
So going small, that small ball shit. I think that benefits Indiana more than it does. I think OKC strength. They're dominating rebound. Right? I mean, protecting the game and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm taking Hartenstein over.
All right, plus 19. All right, so now we got Pascal Siakam.
Well, you know why we're going to take Pascal. Because in a lot of you niggas' minds, you think that Pascal. That's just why Halliburton don't be you look at it like, well, Pascal is the best player. Yeah, but no. Pascal just has
championship pedigree there.
Championship pedigree. Mm-hmm. So, 33.5 for he does it all.
Right.
And lanky kind of guy. So, he's going to get a few pounds. And he's going to score. So,
right.
33.5 should be good. I took him under last game and he went over. So, in order for them to go up 2-0, he's going to probably have to have.
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have to see him that really step up.
It's gonna show him as a player,
right?
Because he is like he's probably the most underrated player, probably as far as superstars, stars go,
and a big man as well
that people don't talk about.
Right,
he doesn't get talked about.
Modern day big.
He's a really cool.
Word. So who we got next?
Then I went with Chet.
Chet Holmgren.
I went with Chet over only
Young Chetty.
He shit the bed last week. He had 6 points. 6.6 assists. That's not a normal. 6.6 rebounds. And he got in foul trouble when he played for a minute because they went to that small ball lineup.
Right.
And you see the results. So I think they're going to place their strengths and they're going to go. I think he has a not I want to say a big, but a better game too. He can go over.
Right.
Fantasy.
Yeah, for Chet Holmgren. Right. All right.
So this is my guy's pick, but we'll let him talk about it. But I can see it happen. We took him. We took
Aaron Naismith.
2 threes. Took Aaron Naismith for 2 threes. I mean, he can shoot.
At 1.5.
You think that's it? He said that's it. He said my shit hit. He got 48 minutes.
All right.
Played like 2 minutes.
Right.
2 threes.
Okay, so then
that was our first part.
So
that one is $15 to make sure it's 5.
Hey, that's easy money right there. As y'all can see right there, $15 pays you $217, man. That's a good payout, man. I mean, for $15, spend $15 on Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying?
So you get Chick-fil-A for a fucking week. You get the hit.
Word. So then we got the next one up here. Let's bring this one up. We got the 4-pick power play. Is what this one is called from Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks. If y'all, you feel me? Trying to throw us some shout outs. We'll take it. What we got here? All right, we're gonna bring that up.
We got Cam Wallace. Points, rebounds, and assists. Now, this is the thing about Cam Wallace. He really comes in as a defender, but he can shoot. But he also don't really shit else.
Yeah.
So, you could lock him in for, maybe about 8 points, but the rebounds and assists, probably not.
Yeah.
So that's why we took him. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Okay. We got him at under 13.
Yeah. And then my next 3 picks, you explain him. All you. It was all you.
Sir.
They fired all these picks.
Yeah. Word.
That's
word.
I
think in order for him to win, he definitely
has to shoot. He has to.
Sure, because they're under a lot of pressure right now.
They got him. They can't let them steal 2
at home. Yeah,
you can't let them steal 2 at home.
Nah.
Yeah, he'll be about a 8. But anything more than that, guys, our ticket work. And this one, fucking guy. I need 7. That guy, he's too tall. He's too tall to not be 7. He's their tallest player. He should be up there. He should be up there. Do all that. Right. In my opinion, I said first quarter. He'll probably get. But other than that, so those are our picks. Let's go predictions, B. I'll leave that one for you. I like the big.
Yeah, man. So now
you one of the guys.
Okay, so we're looking at maybe the new generation, right?
Right.
Or the new wave of the NBA, right? This is kind of, I think, what the NBA Finals we're going to be dealing with this year, right? It's like the changing of the guard, the new school, and I think, like I said, Haliburton surprised me last game because, of course, like seeing him make that last minute shot. And being able to do that consistently over this last period, it was definitely like a very, very dope thing to watch. And so I want to continue to see him grow as maybe
going into
continue to learn and from that point. But yeah, I don't know if he's a superstar yet. I don't know that. I think we need to see him. I think we need to see him do more.
Indiana wins, and I think they're gonna make Shai and them really. Shai, OKC's gonna really from behind.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because of the matching.
Yeah.
If from a small ball aspect, Indiana has already shown that they can still.
Yeah.
If those big men, get those big men from OKC in foul trouble, this is probably what's going to happen. One of them are going to end up in foul. Hartenstein or Chet is going to end up in foul.
Yeah.
You put them both on the floor together. Right. But that is right. You put them on the floor together, somebody's going to. And I think that's what's going to. Then we're going to start seeing the coaches really being able to coach.
Right.
And you got to understand that Carlisle from Indiana.
Yeah. He's
for this whole series, he's probably going to end up out coaching.
Yeah.
He's going to end up out coaching. Yeah, he wants a coaching one back.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So because he has one as a player, he has one as an assistant coach. He doesn't have one as. No, he has one as a head coach.
Yeah, I was with Dallas. Yes, he got to put just that one.
That one.
Yeah, when he.
So I think he kind of solidifies himself if they win out on the series as one of the best coaches. It's not. He wants to kind of put himself in that realm.
I agree.
And I just think, yes, a long time. And I just think that he's a better coach than OKC's coach. So the adjustments that I think he's willing to make at pivotal times will outlast what OKC is trying to do. I think they're too dependent on Shai.
Right.
And I think that, it's starting to show. As good as they are, I mean, they won 60. What they won 60?
Yep.
That's tight. That's the regular season. This is playoff. Right. This shit is about adjusting, trying to stop shit. And I just don't think that they're trying to. They can't stop shit because Indiana's whole fucking starting five is going crazy. Then Obi's coming off the bench and give you 17. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're on all cylinders. They're going with their supposed to. So I'd say I look for Haliburton to have a good game.
Right.
I look for Shai to try to defer a little bit more than he wants to.
Right.
And try to get others involved more. It's big man. You gotta get more. Right. Check can happen. Right. And I think that the Thunder coach moved it around a little bit too late again, and go down.
All right. Yeah, Vic, who's your predictions? What do you think plays out in this NBA final?
Okay.
feel like they. Right.
They have them not about someone inside get 40.
Really, I think this is where you need Miles Turner. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Miles Turner
Usually get on Harkenstein. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the small ball. I think I feel like
all right, y'all. Well, that was a quick stream, but the battery is going out. But I'm gonna take as well. I'm gonna take Indiana Pacers, man, to win this one out. I think that once we kind of see a little bit more from Shai, maybe we can have a better gauge of what's gonna happen in the future. But I have to say that I've been really impressed with watching Halliburton and his passion for the game right now. I definitely think momentum always plays a part. And yeah, I think momentum in basketball, just like football, is one of those things it's hard to stop sometimes, and especially with this being a young team, like the OKC is very young. Like you said, not only just in players, but in coaching. Yeah. And so I think that's gonna be the deciding factor that's gonna set them apart. Which we're going to see is the fact that I think when I watched game one, I just saw kind of what the fuck that came right over. I saw a kind of a nervousness at home, right? And it's and it's like y'all in OKC, you already know they turned up for OKC. So it's like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, they might not be ready for this. And so sure enough, the Indiana Pacers just stayed in the game. They were down early, but they just kept chipping away, kept coming back. Yeah. And then they came back, and then boom, game winner. So it's like, yeah, I think my heart says OKC, but my mind says Indiana. You know, I don't know by how many, but it could be one again. You feel me? It could be one. It could be 10. Yeah, I got Hallie doing his thing for a little chunk of change again, and then it goes back to Indiana, where then we gonna really see like you said, who OKC is, if Shai is really him. You know, that's all I got.
I like it.
Feel me? So y'all check out them picks. Shout out Prize Picks. We're gonna keep this little series going. We're gonna try to add some extra layers as we go throughout the end of this season. Football season, we're gonna be fully in effect,
fully locked in.
Fantasy draft, fantasy picks, all that's gonna be lit, man. So yeah, salute to y'all. We live streams. We out.